So by now, if you follow the channel, you know that the 85mm f1.2s is my favorite lens of all time, with the 50mm f1.2 coming up in second. Now you check out this video somewhere up here to see where I discovered that the 135 Plena is actually in fourth place. Unfortunately, I prefer this followed by the 50. But now I have the NIKKOR Z 35mm f1.2s, and optically it's just kind of in a league of its own as far as how it renders. And so maybe, just maybe, it might be my favorite lens of all time. But we're not gonna know unless we compare. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna do both of these at f1.2. I'm going to try and frame them similarly, but I don't know how hard that's going to be, but we'll just have to see. So I'm going to shoot these at the exact same shutter speed too. I'm not going to underexpose like I normally do, like I prefer. I'm going to shoot them at perfect exposure, so that's boom. Okay, one shot. Settings will be the exact same. I will try to get the framing exact. Give me a little bit of that head tilt this way, like you were. I have to say, with both of them through the viewfinder, that you can just tell they look different, right? So I'm gonna take 5 shots with each. I'm just gonna let Allie do whatever she wants, and I'm gonna try to keep them framed similar, and then I'm going to frame them as they should be framed. All right, so Allie, you can just kind of rock and roll. Now I'm gonna pop the 85 on. Right now I'm using the 85 kind of just like it should be. You know, headshots, shoulder up, waist up. It just absolutely rocks. Even through the viewfinder, it's just so good. Do one through this tree. I know we've shot this before, but last time we got such a crazy good sparkle on your eye. Actually, I kind of want to do that with a 35 too. Something really magical happens when you allow some of the other colors of the surrounding area to come in. 35 is just, it's almost a little more robust in its skin tones. I think it's, you know, like look through there, this is like the 35. It just seems like it might be a little more
like poppy.
Yeah, like almost like maybe it's like more, it's making your skin look, the 85-1.2 to me looks like spot on. This is almost flattering your skin tones a little bit.
I think it's the definition, like, but between my skin and the background. I think the other lens blurs it a little bit, but this
it
adds
kills it almost too much, and so it's like your eyes kind of pick up on the other colors, and so it brings in like the image, and maybe it's making you, it's perceiving you as being better rendering, but maybe it's just it's the image working together as a whole with other things, whereas like the 85 is just like boom, like it's on you.
Yeah.
You know, and so we're not getting the other colors tricking our eyes into thinking it's, you know, they're both just, well, I have to deep dive into Lightroom again to really compare these and to see what I think about them, but I'm 100% certain that with the 85-1.2 and the 35-1.2, I kind of don't want to shoot ever again unless I've got both of them. Like, I just want both of them. Like, doing this with, like, 2 cameras, you know? Like,
Is this, like, the first time that there's been a tie on your channel for, like, a lens? Because you've done lenses versus lenses quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've seen one that, like, you've had an issue preferring over the other before.
Yeah, it's a good point, because I have like 500 and something videos, and probably 300 to 400 of them are about lenses in some way. And the 85-1.2, it's just been so obvious that it's been my favorite. Like, nothing comes close. And the 35-1.2 is just like, there may be some things going on with this that are just simply better than this, but you can't substitute 35 for 85. They're just completely different. And so that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like at the very least, I'm going to make the prediction that neither one of them beat each other, and it may just be a standing tie, because I want to use both of them equally as much and at the exact same time.
It kind of seems like a difference between abstract art versus pop art. This lens here really defines a lot of lines that I've seen with like the skin tones. Well, this one, while you have very beautiful warm tones that come through the camera, it does create a lot of warm tones in the background. And so it kind of blends together, while this one, it pops your subject while also keeping the same saturation for the background, but there's a definitive line.
Yeah, we were talking about that kind of like loosely. It's almost like, I don't know if the characteristic is a difference, but definitely like the 35, it brings in more of the image, and so you get extra colors that kind of just work better, and they make everything look kind of better, whereas like the 85 just destroys everything in the background, and you don't get all of that, all of the juicy like extra tones that could be in the scene. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to look. I can't decide here out in the field. All right, so we're in Lightroom. The only thing I did, I just kind of, since we're kind of backlit, I just brought up the shadows of each of these. This is the 85. This is the 35. And I looked at these for 10 minutes before I even hit record on this. And it's just so hard to find a difference. They're both exceedingly sharp. They both have insane amounts of contrast. Tons of separation. Even the 35 at f1.2, it's amazing how blown out the background is, because the more, the wider you get, the less bokeh you're just going to have inherently, and it's just absolutely destroyed. This is, I almost feel like the 35 is no worse of a portrait lens than the 85. The separation is just so insane. I have a hard time seeing a difference in sharpness. I have a hard time seeing a difference in contrast. There's a slight difference in the skin tones, slight differences in color. But it's really just not that dang much. The 35 is just, there's just a little more red in the skin tones, I feel like. The 85 is more accurate. Like, this is quite literally exactly what Ali looks like. But the 35, just like I was saying in the field, it almost seems like it's a little more flattering, right? It's almost as if it's done like a little bit of, you've done a little bit of color work to it. Let me see if I just add a little saturation. I mean, it's a difference. between +10 on the 85 to get it that slightly not realistic color. But again, the 85 1.2 is more accurate. I mean, it's like dead on to what Allie's skin tone is, but the 35 inherently just kind of looks like something that you might do in post, right? You might add a little bit of red that makes it like look a little more rich. It's really hard. I seriously don't think one is better than the other. Oh my God. This is the 35 1.2. It's just so rich. Oh my gosh, dude. It's just so pretty. It's such a pretty freaking lens. It's 85. To be honest, I might like the 35 color rendering better because it requires like no work to make it look more beautiful. And I honestly don't know if the 85 is any sharper. That's the 35 1.2, and I swore that I was just looking at the 85 1.2. That one just missed the eye slightly, so let's look around it, looking at the skin. But I actually can't decide, and my eyes are real good. I just really don't know if the 35 has slightly better color, or if it's just the whole scene is like tricking my eye because there's more colors to work into the picture. I like the color better from the 35. I think the 85 1.2's been dethroned. I will say this, the 35 1.2 is more fun, definitely, because the 85 is kind of blatantly for portraits, and the 35 looks so gorgeous in this portrait range, right? And it's not so wide that Allie looks silly, you know, or anything like that. Let me just click the distortion and see what happens. It looks even better, just with that slight difference of the profile corrections. And it takes away the almost non-existent little roundness that's in her face. Like, I wouldn't have noticed unless I hit that, but that looks so good. And that's the point I'm making, is like, it does really good in this range. It works good for the more scenic, you know, with the 85, you got to jump way back to get that. And the colors are just so good. They're just done. This is a raw image. Nothing's been done to it. And in fact, I don't even think yeah, I had a 0.7 on the exposure. This is what it looked like before. It just looks done. The 85 is not like quite done. It's beautiful. The 85 does still have this advantage of like the fall off into the out of focus area it's just more beautiful, and that's what's made it my favorite up until this point. But this 35 1.2 just has so much beauty inherent in it that I seriously think the 35 1.2 might be my new favorite of all time. Oh my God, dude, it's just so good. It's so good. The 85 is absolutely just astonishingly good, but I almost think the 35 1.2 might have more contrast. Man, it's just, yeah, I think the 35 1.2 has it at this point. Well, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. I didn't think the 85 1.2 could be dethroned because it had the championship title just so on lock by such a large margin. And I just think the 35 1.2 is top spot. 85 is in a fairly close second. And then the 50 is in third. And now the 20mm f1.8s is now in fourth, and the Plena is in fifth. If you're going to pick this lens up for yourself, and you absolutely should, just stop thinking about it and buy it. Use the link in the description. I get a 2% commission if you do so. I'm Z Wade, the Z Wade, and Z Wade Photo. Stay sharp, YouTube.